Foundation coming at you with a Cowboys video, particularly talking about the Jerry Jones Hall of Fame speech. I really like this speech. Um, brought back some great memories. When he talked about how he got the Cowboys and all that, was a trippy feeling because as a young boy entering into his teen years, they're starting to get that little sense of understanding on the football game and all that. And granted, because again, I'll tell everybody that I'm the only Cowboy fan in my family. I grew up, I became a fan in 1983 after the Washington Redskins game when we won on that Monday Night Football game. And the thing was is that, I was addicted after that, but then after the Bears lost the 44-0 loss, after the 8-7, after the 3-13, I understand that when the whole thing of firing of Tom Landry, the 29 years, him and Tex Stram would, shape the team as it is, to this day, they brought a lot, 29 years, over 20 years of winning seasons, playoff games after playoff games, 5 Super Bowl appearances, 2 wins, part of some of the greatest games that will ever be played, the Ice Bowl, the two Super Bowl games against the Steelers, the iconic game against the 49ers and all that, a lot of, and then they had the great memories too of having a couple of the most dominant Super Bowl wins, the comeback against the 49ers, the Longley, Thanksgiving game, a lot of great games and all that, a lot of memories, and for all the older fans, and when it fell on that hard times, the missing the playoffs in 86, 87, and 88, a lot of fans were thinking it, but and I talked to some fans today. They said there are some people that wrote letters, some older people wrote letters that maybe it's time to move into a new direction and all that, and but nobody was willing to do it. Tex Schramm wasn't going to do it. Von Bryant wasn't going to do it. And I think that was part of the reason why how Jerry Jones came to own the team. And, and that was the ultimate no-win situation. He was doing what everybody was thinking, but yet nobody wanted to do it. And even for me, like I was a young boy, I was like, man, they're too old already, enough, we're tired of losing, like, let somebody else coach, let somebody, and, not meaning like, you can be part of the team, but this, let somebody else lead the team. And when they said the word fired, I was like, why you gotta say such a mean word? I mean, I'm a young boy now. And, you taught, my generation, you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. But anyway, yeah, that hurt. And, and there's, to this day, I talk to some older Cowboy fans that I see at my workplace, and, they're visiting from the mainland, and they tell me they still don't forgive Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones was, doing what nobody wanted him to do. And when he hired his college buddy, that's when the thing was like a little bit more worse, like, okay, you're gonna hire your friend now, huh? Kind of thing. And, and then, but the thing that I liked about it personally, because I'm gonna tell the story again, guys under 30 will never understand this. When you bought cable, because you had basic cable, 13 channels maybe, if you wanted MTV, you had to buy MTV. If you wanted ESPN, you had to buy ESPN. So when we finally bought ESPN, because even my dad said, how much sports is too much, how much sports do you need? I was like, a lot. But anyway, when we bought ESPN, and that was at the peak time when the Miami Hurricanes was exploded all over the networks and everything. And I was addicted from goal. I mean, when I first saw the game, I was like, damn, these guys is fast. They can hit, like, those big hits. Ooh, like, I was, and then when I heard that they hired Jimmy Johnson, I was like, oh, yeah. And then when they traded Herschel Walker, then I was pissed. I said, you guys two are idiots, da 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 da. But like how Jerry Jones said in his speech, it gave him the ammunition. And to this day, I still understand it. But in the deep down, I still hurts. Herschel Walker is my favorite player of all time. And I wish he could have been a part of our Super Bowl teams, but it wasn't meant to be, So you Romo fans, I understand you guys, but anyway, getting those ammunition, the Emmitt Smiths, the Alvin Harpers, all those guys that we got in the trade, and getting the Super Bowl. And then you heard the rumors of Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson kind of butting heads a little bit. And I was like, wow, why you guys gotta always talk behind, everybody's back for, like, and it was true, they clashed on a lot of things because they're very driven and very egotistical, and even Jimmy would admit it to this day. And at that time, because like I said, it was a no-win situation for Jerry Jones. He was getting killed for firing Tom Landry, and he was getting double hated because he hired his college buddy, and and even though when they won, they was like, well, you got lucky because whatever, and when Jimmy and when that's what the thing was like, why does Jerry Jones like in that one interview that they had, that when they asked Jimmy, do you respect him as a football mind? And I was just like, why even this being talked about? You did what nobody else thought you would do. You took your college buddy and you guys won a Super Bowl. You guys made things happen. What more credit do you want? I knew what credit he deserved. I mean, and as a young guy, I'm pretty sure everybody understood. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of fans understood that too. But at the same time, when Jimmy was like, yeah, whatever, and it was kind of dismissive, and then growing up after a while, after so many years, then I started going, why Jimmy just couldn't get like, oh yeah, Jerry Jones, he's passionate, he wants to get involved. I love that he wants to get involved. He wants to be part of part of our success and everything like that. But Jimmy had a way, he wanted his way, and that was it. And they split up. I love when he said that though, after Jimmy screwed it all up, and that was funny because you could see that he has that wig that is so obvious and is so telling and it's so funny. And even Jimmy Johnson had a great laugh about it too. So that was fun to watch. And then his contributions to the league. I mean, pushing for all these new things. Getting Fox to buy, getting Fox Sports to buy the networks and all that, and basically telling, nah, you guys gonna pay us. We don't need to pay you. You guys gotta pay us to get TV deals and all that. You guys want us. We don't need you. We can go to somebody else. And that's how much he saw the vision of the Cowboys and all that. Then, when he brought up the Tony Romo thing, you can see how much he cares about Tony Romo. Because, not only because he just loved him as a person, is because he saw the work. We're not all there every day. A lot of us is not there every day at the facility and all that. And he put in his work. If you hate Tony Romo, that's fine. If you fell out of love with Tony Romo, if you gave up on him, that's fine. Like that, you're entitled to your own opinion. But you know, like Jerry Jones, he has his personal spot for Tony Romo and all that. And do I think Tony Romo was the perfect quarterback? No, but he gave us his all. He played injured. You know, and then what came down to it, like how Jerry Jones said, you know, he had to carry a huge load. And being realistic, now to the Tony Romo fans, don't kill me, but to be realistic, Tony Romo wasn't that Peyton Manning type of carrying a team over that hump. I believe it with all my heart that he could have won us in Super Bowl. But do I believe that he could have carried us to a Super Bowl? And that was a no. Do I believe he could have won a Super Bowl? Yes. Carried and winning is two different things. But for him to acknowledge that he basically, and you can see the hurt that, you could hear the hurt that it has on him, that he didn't help get the right people for Tony Romo, the right players and all that. Because he had that mentality of we're one player away. And then while we plugged in one hole, there was 3 other holes that surfaced, you know. And that was one thing and all that. Yeah, so that's all my thoughts, you know, Jerry Jones and all the things that he done and everything. I'm not gonna criticize, but I wish that he would have mentioned, like, you know, it's kind of splitting hairs because you only allow so much time. But the Roger Staubachs, the Bob Lillies, the Randy Whites, the Tony Dorsetts, you know, guys like that. You know, and I understand it, but you know, it would have been nice to, you know, probably a cheap pop, you know, cheap roar with the crowd, you know, but and then the one other guy I wish they would have mentioned was Will McClay. Will McClay has gotten this organization organized to a way where Jerry Jones can understand it, and it works with Steven. I love that part where they was talking about Steven and the Deion Sanders thing. You know, and that's how much shows that, I mean, even though Steven Jones was like, you know, I mean, Jerry was right on getting Deion Sanders, but Steven Jones was like, how do, you know, this, we're going to go and cap hell and everything like that. And Jerry Jones was like, hell no, I want to win now. I don't care about 2 years right now. I want to win right now. You know, and that was the approach. And, you know, now it's a different mentality now. Now it's, you cannot just go by one, you know, we're a player away. You know, you need to build a foundation. You need to build a core. And then you need to put the right pieces in place and build around that core. And that's what Will McClay has done and all that. And, you know, again, mentioning Jimmy Johnson, and I think that was a beautiful moment and all that. And which, by him doing that, you know, it shows that how much Jimmy Johnson means to this league as well, too. You know, because a lot of people are trying to copy him, you know. A lot of people build faster defenses, you know. The off-season trade programs, the draft and all. Oh yeah, talking about the draft. Gil Brandt, when he mentioned Gil Brandt, that guy needs to be as a contributor to the to the Hall of Fame. He revolutionized scouting and draft prospects, taking guys from basketball, taking guys from track, taking guys from small schools, scouting no place where nobody wanted to go. He did all that, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. I believe Jimmy Johnson should be in the Hall of Fame because his impact was humongous, you know, to take a team and make it the best. And if he did not walk away or force fired or whatever, a lot of people know if he was there 10 years, you know how much we would have won. And you know, he was pretty good in Dolphins too. He went to the playoffs a lot, so you know he has done a lot. Anyways, that's my video. Mahalo for watching. Cannot wait to see I think the Cowboys play the Rams. I'll bring up a video about that. Mahalo for watching. Panela boys and go Cowboys.